1950년 인구가 500명이 되지 않는 뉴멕시코주의 작은 마을 카유가
Can I bring you my tape recorder so you can show me how it works?
Just let me look at this for him. If power goes out, you stop recording, because I'm...
마을의 라디오 DJ 에버렛은 농구 경기가 예정인 체육관에 녹음 장비를 설치해준 뒤 전화 교환원 페이를 만나 녹음기 사용법을 알려주며
Thanks for stopping for us. We'll record you another time.
페이를 일터에 데려다줍니다.
Number, please.
마을 사람들 모두 농구 경기를 관람하고 있었고 덕분에 페이는 한가롭게 에버렛의 라디오를 청취하는데
WOTW radio.
바로 그때 라디오에서 알 수 없는 소리가 흘러나오죠. 뒤이어 페이는 한 전화를 받게 되는데
Number, please. Hello? Ma'am, is this an emergency?
알아들을 수 없는 말에 이어 이상한 기계음만이 들려왔죠. 페이는 곧장 경찰서에 연락해보지만
Please. Well, they didn't answer at the station. No one's at the station?
강풍에 트럭이 뒤집혀 전화를 받을 경찰은 없었고 페이는 에버렛에게 연락해 기계음에 대해 물어보기로 합니다.
Listen to the sound coming through the board right now?
Yeah, all right, connected. I've never heard that before.
에버렛 또한 알 수 없었고 그는 기계음을 라디오로 송출하기로 하죠.
Hey, listen up, because we've got a sound we'd like to play that seems to be sort of bouncing around the valley tonight. Lines are open. Please call with any information.
그렇게 문제의 소리를 송출하는 그 시각 마을 사람들은 농구 경기를 보느라 에버렛의 라디오를 들을 수 없었고 제보를 기다리던 에버렛에게 한 통의 전화가 걸려옵니다.
Put him through. I'm good. Can I get your name?
Yes, my name is Billy.
And I need to tell you first, we don't allow any swear words or inappropriate stories on the air. I could lose my job.
Of course, I understand that.
If you think something needs to be discussed off the air, and we are going on the air here shortly. 3, 2, 1.
Well, so I was in the military, and one night I was woken up by my superior. Then a carrier plane landed. They loaded me up by myself, and we flew for at least 2 hours. When we landed, they loaded us up into a bus. Then when we arrived, it was still desert scrubs and flatlands, and underground labs or test bunkers or something. And he told us everything we were seeing was classified, and they would know. And we built walls out of blocks and a concrete floor and such. Then one morning we woke up and reported to duty, and there was something enormous in that hole, covered in a tarp. It was bigger than an airplane. It was mostly smooth, but it looked broken or damaged. We built the ceiling over this thing carefully, and then when they were done with boarding on the plane, about to take off, the radio started playing the sound, the same sound you just played tonight. Oh, I couldn't forget it, because sea guys were starting to cover the airstrip like we'd never been there. And in the next few weeks, I developed some kind of lung condition. So now I didn't breathe so good. Maybe radiation. See, everybody only knows pieces in the military. Nobody knows the whole thing.
Is this sound a military sound?
It wasn't military from any country. It was coming from thousands of feet higher than anything could fly.
How did he know that?
Because it was a radar operator. And signals like yours have been caught going back and forth all over.
Billy?
Hey, what happened?
I don't know. He got cut. That's what...
갑자기 연결이 끊긴 그때 곧바로 빌리에게 전화가 걸려오고
Yes, this is Billy.
I'll connect you.
에버렛은 UFO를 매장했다는 빌리의 이야기를 믿을 수 없다 말하자 빌리는 상부에서 그것을 노려 흑인과 멕시코인들을 차출해 데려갔다고 이야기하죠.
Because who's going to listen to us? The radar operator who we met off site, after he retired, he didn't stop. But one night, he finally got one and recorded it. And then he made copies, mailed them to a bunch of us.
And what did he think these signals were?
Because he told us it's something talking and then disappearing.
And he made copies of these.
Yes, it made my hair stand up on end.
So do you still have that tape?
So I burned it. But one of the other guys, another Air Force gentleman, and he lives in Cayuga, Raymond Buck, an ex-Air Force gentleman.
Raymond Buck died.
Did you say he passed away? I thought that may have happened.
Do you know where his tape would be?
Oh, Mrs. Buck gave all his tapes to the library. No, there is. It's in the basement.
What do you think it'll do if we can find it and play it?
I don't know. But if you're going to do it, you better do it. Because something's up there now.
그렇게 에버렛과 페이는 빌리가 이야기한 테이프를 재생하기로 하고 페이는 집에 들러 열쇠를 챙긴 후 도서관으로 달려갑니다.
Get in!
Oh, yes, I got them.
All right.
녹음 테이프를 모조리 챙겨 나온 페이. 두 사람은 곧장 에버렛의 스튜디오로 향합니다.
We got a lot of tapes here. Do you remember which one it was?
I think it was clear.
Billy?
Billy? Don't go. Just hand me those one at a time.
에버렛은 테이프들을 하나씩 재생해보며 문제의 테이프를 찾기 시작하는데
That's it.
그런데 바로 그때
What did you do? Are you playing a trick on me?
스튜디오의 전기가 모두 나가버리고 두 사람은 곧장 밖으로 나가는데 바깥의 가로등은 모두 멀쩡했죠. 에버렛은 본능적으로 이 상황들을 녹음하기 시작하고 페이는 정신을 차리고 교환실로 향합니다.
Get in!
So you still don't think something's going on?
They just said we're being spied on, or we're about to be invaded.
부랴부랴 교환실로 돌아온 페이. 전화 교환기에 많은 전화들이 울리고 있었고 그 전화들은 모두 같은 내용이었죠.
Thank you. People are saying there's something in the sky.
하늘에 떠있는 뭔가를 쫓아 이곳에 도착한 제럴드와 버치를 만나고 상황을 공유하는 그때 한 부인에게서 에버렛을 찾는 전화가 걸려오는데
Number, please. One, there's a lady calling in for the station.
I can tell you what's going on. I would prefer you to come to my house.
She said she can tell us what's going on.
에버렛과 페이는 부인의 집으로 향하고 제럴드와 버치는 하늘을 관찰하고 있겠다고 이야기하죠. 그렇게 부인이 일러준 대로 화분의 열쇠를 찾아 집 안으로 들어서는데
Ewe Rafu Oyek, I tell you. Ewe Rafu Oyek.
여성은 알 수 없는 말을 읊조리고 있었죠.
You can sit down.
Can I ask what you were just saying while we were walking in?
I will explain myself.
And can we record you in case this is a news story?
I hope we will be a news story.
Okay, thank you.
Then let me get right to it. I will tell you what is happening, but I will have one request for you when I have finished. The gentleman that called in, I believe his stories. They've come here before, but ever since I was a little girl, they've liked this place. Have you ever heard about the Bulls Acres raid? Passenger train coasted to a stop outside town. When the deputies got there, it was completely empty. Everyone assumed the Apaches took them, so they called it the Bulls Acres raid. A beat-up young lady came into town who had jumped off that train. She was dehydrated and wouldn't talk. My friend Charlotte's family took her in, gave her a bed, Charlotte's bed actually, so they could get some answers. That woman from the train started muttering something in her sleep in Charlotte's room. We'd never heard it before, but I remembered it. And then before the next day she disappeared. I was still young when I met Claude Maynard. We fell in love, and I conceived my son with him. When my baby was born, I named him Hollis. I was a lonely mother, but I did my best. One night after I'd nursed him, he was asleep in my arms, and then he spoke his first words. And the same words I heard come from that confused woman at Charlotte started coming from the mouth of my 10-month-old in his sleep. And in his sleep, occasionally, I would hear him. So I wrote them down, word for word. I asked him about it, but he didn't know. Night when he was about 4 years old, it got really windy outside. And there was a sound like a really large windmill. And Hollis set his gaze on the window, read the muttering to him. And his eyes closed, and he looked up at the ceiling, and then his lips moved with mine. And a few moments after I stopped, he opened his eyes and went back to playing. And then when he was 9, I got the feeling that something was out there again. In the middle of the night, he walked out the front door of this house. He was taken up from this earth. I followed his footprints out the front door, out to about 150 feet, and they stopped there in the dirt. They took my son, and no one has ever believed me.
Was there an investigation?
Of course, the whole thing turned to an investigation of me.
Recognize the sound we played on the radio tonight?
I believe they're up there tonight. I think they stay away from big cities. I think they like people alone. I think at the lowest level, they play with people's minds. They sway people to do things so that we stay in conflict and make us do destructive things like drink and overeat. I think at the highest level, they do things that cause nations to go to war. And I think no one knows they're being affected.
But we do have to kind of get going.
I want you to take me with you.
Take you with us?
Yes, right now. I want to see my son. I know he's here tonight. And I want you to take me to the ship. Wait, take this. Say this.
도무지 믿을 수 없는 여성의 황당한 이야기에 쪽지를 받아 자리에서 일어납니다.
Hey, I don't think there's really anything up there.
뒤이어 페이는 집에 혼자 있을 동생을 떠올리고 곧장 집으로 향하죠. 그렇게 동생을 데리고 교환실로 향한 두 사람. 제럴드와 버치를 만나 함께 하늘에 떠있는 무언가를 쫓아갑니다. 차에 탑승한 에버렛은 부인이 해준 이야기를 들려주며 녹음기를 재생하는데
People in the sky. And they take people up.
I nursed him. He was asleep in my arms. I'm back here.
녹음을 듣던 버치와 제럴드 정신을 잃고 하늘을 보기 시작합니다. 이후 녹음기를 정지하자 두 사람은 정신을 차리고 겁에 질린 페이는 차에서 뛰쳐나가죠. 그런데 그때 잔디와 나무들이 불에 그을린 것을 발견하고
Trees are burnt too.
무언가가 하늘에서 착륙한 것처럼 나뭇가지들이 절단된 모습을 발견합니다. 두 사람은 흔적을 따라 이동하고 에버렛은 또다시 녹음을 준비하는데
Do you think they're in the forest?
바로 그때 거대한 비행선을 목격합니다. 거대한 우주선에 넋이 나간 두 사람. 그런데 그때 거센 바람이 불기 시작합니다. 잠시 후 마을의 농구 경기는 끝이 나고 사람들은 집으로 귀가하는데 그 후로 두 사람을 목격한 이는 아무도 없었죠. 지금 보신 이 작품 2019년에 공개된 앤드류 패터슨 감독의 더 베스트 오브 나이트였습니다. 약 90분의 짧은 러닝타임을 가진 이 작품은 약 8억 원 정도의 저예산으로 제작된 인디 영화인데요. 그럼에도 불구하고 롱테이크와 창의적인 카메라 워크 그리고 몰입감 넘치는 음향 디자인을 통해 독창적인 분위기를 연출하며 흥미진진하게 감상할 수 있었습니다. 거대한 외계인이나 화려한 폭발 장면은 전혀 없고 소리와 대화에 집중된 전개를 보여주는데요. 특히 슬로우번 스타일로 서서히 긴장감을 쌓아가다 보니 호불호가 갈릴 수 있는 작품이지만 저에게는 굉장히 매력적으로 다가왔습니다. 페이 역의 시에라 맥코믹과 에버렛 역의 제이크 호르비츠는 놀라운 연기력으로 극을 더욱 생생하게 이끌어줬고요. 배우들의 열연, 음향, 카메라 워크 등 연출 전반이 어우러져 극 전체를 이끌어가는 작품인 만큼 반드시 원작 그대로 감상하시기를 권해드립니다. 독창적인 분위기와 천천히 고조되는 전개가 인상적인 슬로우번 SF 영화 더 베스트 오브 나이트 추천드리면서 오늘 영상 여기서 마치겠습니다. 재밌게 보셨다면 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 항상 건강하시길 바라겠습니다.